the Potala Palace, and the temple and the cemetery of Confucius in Qufu, the Forbidden City, the ancient building complex in Wangdan Mountains, etc. And in particular, they have reached the Great-Ols have the richest cultural heritage. So here I will show you some famous grottos. Okay. And with the widespread of the Buddhism in China in the 2nd century, the grotto art were introduced to China from India and developed rapidly between the 2nd and the 4th century. And the grottos were carved in the cliff face of various places, particularly in northern China. And the Mogao caves in Gansu province, the Longmen grottos in Henan province, and the Yungang grottos in Shanxi province are called the 3 most important grottos in China. For Mogao caves, the Mogao caves, commonly called the 1,000 Buddha caves, 千佛洞 in Chinese, and this is located in Dunhuang County, which is at western end of Hexi Corridor. It's the greatest and most complete gallery of the Buddhist art in the world, and initiated in the 366, and after nearly 1,000 years of construction, the Mogao caves have formed a large scale by the Yuan dynasty, and now they are 492 caves preserved at the site, which housing about 45,000 square meters of the murals and over 2,400 colored sculptures. And these murals and sculptures are the main artworks in Mogao caves. And the big statues looks grand and the small ones delicate. And they not only reveal the excellent masteries of art and rich imagination, but provide precious historical information for the study of the politicals, economic, Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, Laoshi, now it's clear.
Okay, great.
We're still in Gansu province, Dunhuang County, which was once a terminal on the Great Silk Road trading route. Now, people would come here to get fresh supplies, water, camels, and guards for the treacherous journey ahead of the desert. Before setting off, they would come to this place, Mogaoku, or the Mogao Grottos, the site of thousands of Buddhist sculptures, frescoes, and paintings created from the 4th century to the 14th century. Now, I'm going to go inside and have a look. So, well, you can't. I can. You're not allowed to film. Sorry. like I said, you can't go in these caves, but don't worry, I can go in and I can tell you how great they are. So this is cave number 61. It's the most splendid and complete cave here at Morgulkul. Now inside, there's a 13-meter panorama of Mount Wutai. It's absolutely amazing. It's simply wonderful. I've just been into cave 412. I would tell you that you're not missing much, but you really are. You really are, because on the ceiling there's these images of flying aspirates or fate here. I just can't really describe them. But don't worry, you're not missing much. But you are. This is cave 45. It dates back to the 8th century of the Tang Dynasty. It's a pity you can't go inside because it's absolutely wonderful. But the very first cave here at Morgulkul was constructed in 366 AD. After a monk passing along the Silk Road trade route, he had a vision of 1,000 Buddhas. So he carved his own cave into the mountainside. And since then, into the 14th century, more caves were added. But as the Silk Road lost prominence, this place was forgotten, covered by sand for around 5 centuries, until around 1900 when it was rediscovered. And since then, until today, conservation efforts have kept this place alive. But unfortunately, that's why you can't go inside. So, they're trying to preserve it. But I can. You can't. Well, that was cave number 148, the reclining Buddha. One of the most perfect examples of a reclining Buddha in the world. It was built from around 706 AD to 781 AD. It's over 14 meters long. It's in a cave shaped like a coffin. And outside there are warriors guarding the doors. It used to be open to the air, but now they've covered it over and you can't film in there, which is a shame because it's truly wonderful. And this is the final cave that I've been inside and had a look around. It's number 96. Inside, it's the Maitreya Buddha, the 3rd largest Buddha sculpture ever created. When you go inside, it's like that, but you can only really see its feet. But it looks very beautiful. It's been repainted in the 20th century. Now, most people, when they come here, every person will see a different set of caves, but everyone will be brought here. Everyone. But not you, obviously, because you can't go inside, but I can. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed yourself watching me enjoy myself look around Morgulkul.
Okay, after Mogao Caves, we will go to the Longmen Grottos. Okay. And these grottos are situated on the bank of a river in Luoyang, Henan province, spanning a length of over 1,000 meters on the hillsides along the Yi rivers. And they were initially sculptured and chiseled around 493 when the capital of the Northern Wei dynasty was moved to Luoyang. Now they are more than 2,300 caves and niches, and over 100,000 big and small statues, among which the biggest statue is 17.14 meters high, and the smallest only 2 centimeters high. 2 caves, the Guyang Cave, sorry, the Guyang Cave and the Binyang Cave contain the most represented statues, and the Longmen Grottos is an outdoor art museum of stone carving and represents the sculptural level of that time. And this one is the Yungang Cave Grottos, lying at the foot of Wuzhou Mountain near Daotong City, Shanxi Province, the Yungang grottos were chiseled out of the cliff sides in a honeycomb pattern, stretching as long as 1 kilometer from east to west. There are 53 extant caves, 110 inches, and more than 51,000 big and small statues. And the sculptures work at Yungang are noted for their flashing, vigorous feature and rich variety, and the status of all kinds are vivid and lifelike. Okay, you can see this picture. And here are some famous ancient cities. The first one is the old town of Lijiang. The old town of Lijiang lies in large Naxi settlement, first built during the Southern Song Dynasty, some 8th century ago in Yunnan province, and blessed with plenty of hills, basins, and valleys. Lijiang has a rich reserve of lands, forests, minerals, and tourist resources. And the scenery in Lijiang is a wonder of the world. And the Yulong Snow Mountain, this one, which is 15 kilometers north of Lijiang, consists of 3 peaks. These peaks, distributed from south to west to north, are like a silver white jeweled dragon lying in the clouds, hence the name Yulong Snow Mountain. And there are different species of plants growing in this mountain. Okay. And another feature of Lijiang is that it has numerous streams and brooks crisscrossing the house. When the stream originally in the Yunquan reached to Lijiang, it's first divided into 3 and then into numerous small streamlets. And these streamlets flow either in the front or at the back of the housing of hundreds of families. For convenience, many families even lead the water through in their house and kitchens. Moreover, Lijiang has a unique culture and a long history of over 500 years. And the Dongba culture is the essence of Lijiang. Dongba religion scripture recorded the history and the myths of Naxi culture with hieroglyphical, which are now the only existing in the world. And the architecture in Lijiang blends elements from several cultures that have come together over many centuries. And as a famous historical and cultural city, Lijiang has attracted numerous tourists every year. And another ancient city is ancient city of Pingyao. This city, located in central Shanxi province, is a famous historical and cultural city first built during the West Zhou dynasty and expanded during the Ming dynasty. And the ancient city of Pingyao is a typical sample of ancient cities in the central part of county. And up to now, the city walls, streets, houses, shops, and temples have been well preserved, and the layout and the flavoring of the city have little changed. All these are inseparable complements of the historical relics of ancient city of Pingyao. It's the mural of the cities in Ming and the Qing dynasty. And from these well-kept relics, people can see its prosperity in old times. Okay. And the next one are Xidi and Hongchun. Okay. Hongchun, located in Yixian County, Anhui Province. Xidi and Hongchun have a long history of more than 900 years, and the original residential style and the features of the Ming and the Qing dynasty were preserved perfect here. So they are reputed as living ancient residential museum, okay, by experts and tourists home and abroad. And here's a video about these two ancient valleys. Hope you guys can enjoy. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes,
可以
Laoshi.
看见吗？可以啊。
Hey everyone, welcome to World Heritage Journey. For today's video, we're at the ancient villages of Anhui Province in southern China. This World Heritage Site covers a pair of ancient villages in the south of Anhui Province in eastern China. For our visit, we decided to focus on just one of the villages, Hongkun. Although it's referred to as ancient, it's actually only about 900 years old. But certainly Hongkun is a great example of a pre-modern Chinese village, and walking around really gives you the impression of being in a small medieval town. The centerpiece here in Hongkun is the large moon pond in the middle of town, a peaceful spot surrounded by buildings where reflections play across the water. The village is also surrounded by a sort of lake/moat thing, covered in lotus flowers, surrounded by weeping willow trees, and it's crossed by a single arched bridge. The village itself is a great inspiration to painters and artists, and even on the day we visited, there were hundreds and hundreds of China's next generation of artists scattered around the village, sketching and painting. We also really enjoyed visiting the various temples, meeting houses, academies, and other residences. Many of them are open to the public and have superb detailing to see, which was really nice. It was also quite cool to spot several locations from the classic film Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Okay, from this video, I think you guys can have a general idea about Xidi and Hongchun. And here I will introduce more information to you. Okay. First one is the Xidi village. And this one is built during the North Song dynasty. And it's one of the most representative scenic spots of ancient Hui architecture, and it was originally a compact community of the family with the surname Hu, and now has 124 old residential houses and the three ancestral temples of the Ming and the Qing dynasty. And the wooden architecture in CD are unique and elegant, and prettified wall prevent rain infiltration, and the black tiles record the history of the town, and the decorative gate towers manifest the particular flavor of the architectures. And the Hongchun village, it's about 50 kilometers away from CD, and built in the Southern Song dynasty, and it has several of the same feature as CD, but distinguished itself by its water system and narrow streets. The people in ancient Hongchun village were so intelligent and creative that they arranged the village in the shape of a buffalo and built an artificial water system on the basis of binacs. And the whole village is shaped like a buffalo, and the small water change that lead to every household and then flow into a pond, which we say buffalo stomach. And there the water is fleeted and continue to circle within the village, and then enter as a lake, which we say it's Buffalo Valley. And through the lake, the water is filtered again and finally flows into a river. So Hongchun is also known as a buffalo-like village. So here, CD and Hongchun are typical representative of culture of feudal society in the later stage of China and the carrier of Huizhou culture. It has well preserved its dialects, costumes, and some local food and drinks. Okay. And the last one is Yinshi. Okay. Place is located in Anyang, Henan province, and it's the site of ancient capital city of the late Shang dynasty, and with a total area of 24 square kilometers. It's a key cultural heritage site under the government protection, and after more than 80 years of archaeological excavations from 1925, the ruins of the palace, temples, workshops, tombs, and sacrificial pits have been found here. And the excavation of the ruins have provided rich and crucial masterpiece for the study of the history of the period. And the unearthed relics, including a large number of oracle bone in, inscriptions, delicate bronze ware, jeweled and ivory articles and production tools, and for daily use. And the most famous among them is this one. In Chinese, we call it 司母帽方顶. And the large pieces of bronze were relic of that time ever found in the world. And it shows that the high level of the craftsmanship of the and economic and the cultural development of the late Shang dynasty. And here we will go to the fourth part, world culture and the natural heritage for mountains. Okay. Chinese famous mountains are blessed not only gorgeous natural landscapes, but also deep cultural accumulation embodied in the stone, tablet graves, pavilion, poems, couplets, anecdotes, and lands. And, oh, sorry, wait a minute. And they are closely connected with such scenery, constructing elements as spring, waterfalls, string pines, and stones, scenes of clouds, and so on. And the natural creating bring Chinese famous mountains internally impressed looking vehemence and still sculptic beauty of together with varied external shape from the ever receding and the erosion. Okay, and China's spectacular mountain landscape attract many tourists at home and abroad, and among them mountain Taishan, mountain Huangshan, and the mountain Emei, and the mountain Wuyi are most worth visiting. Okay. Mountain Taishan, okay, is the leader of the 5 sacred mountains in China, although they each have their own attractions. So, so do you guys know which 5 specific mountains can be called 5 sacred mountains? Do you know that? No? Okay.
Sacred mountains. Maybe I learned it, but I forgot.
I think you have learned in your
Laoshi.
another cultural course. Okay, let's repeat here.
The
5.
southern. No, sorry, Laoshi. Go on.
Okay, 5 sacred mountains, including Mountain Taishan. Okay, this one, Taishan. Okay, this one, Taishan, and Mountain Huashan, and Mountain Hengshan, and Mountain Hengshan, and Mountain Songshan. These 2 mountain Hengshan and these two is different. The first one is in Shanxi province, and this one is in Hunan province. Okay, and this is a Chinese expression which called 东岳泰山. Okay, 东岳泰山, 西岳华山, 南岳衡山, 北岳衡山, and 中岳嵩山. Mountain Taishan, this one, is eastern sacred mountain, and the mountain Huashan is western sacred mountain, and the mountain Hengshan is southern sacred mountain, and mountain Hengshan is north sacred mountain, and the mountain Songshan is the central sacred mountain. So from this expression, you can know that in different places or directions, Chinese China have the old sacred mountains. Okay. And the word Tai, okay, this Chinese character in Chinese means stability and peace. Okay. Ancient rulers usually pay homage to this mountain, hoping for good luck for their reign. And Mountain Taishan is situated in the center of Shandong province, lying across the city of Tai'an, Jinan, and Zibo. And its main peak, the Jude Emperor Summit, in Chinese we call it Yu Ding, this one, which lies in the north of Tai'an city. It's about 1,532.7 meters high, and it's an ideal places to watch the sunrise and the sunset. And the mountain was once called Mountain Taishan, Mountain Taizong, or Mountain Daiyue, and was renamed Mountain Taishan in the spring and autumn period. And in ancient times, the first thing for the emperor to do when they ascending the throne was to climb this mountain, because they want to pray to the heaven and the earth at their ancestors. Okay. It's said that 72 emperors of different dynasties made a pilgrimage to Mountain Taishan for sacrificial and other ceremony purposes. And moreover, many poets and literal scholars visit this mountain in order to get some inspiration. And the grandiose temple, numerous stone and stone tablets are the best testament to their visit. Okay, there's some drawing here about Taishan. And Mountain Taishan is full of power and grandeur, with many magnificent peaks, deep valleys, spectacular waterfalls, enhancing rocks, and old pines and creepers. Ancient buildings and cultural relics are scattered like pearls along the paths wind up to these peaks. And the Heaven Blessing Hall in the Dai Temple, in Chinese we call it Dai Miao, is ranked with the Hall of Supreme Harmony in Beijing and the Dachen Hall in Confucius Temple, Qufu, as the three great palatial hall of China. Okay. And this mountain has a full spectacular view. Okay, refers to sunrise from the east, sunset glow, the golden belt like a yellow river, and the sea of the clouds like jeweled plates. And in Mountain Taishan, natural and cultural permeates in each other, and the philosophical, essential, and scientific idea about the harmonious development of heaven, earth, and man can be seen here. And it's a symbol of spiritual culture of China. And the Mountain Taishan is a perfect combination of cultural relics and cultural scenery. So it was inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1987. Okay. And this one is Huangshan. Okay. Huangshan has also the name of earthly fairyland. It's It lies in Huangshan City, Anhui Province, and originally as Mountain Yishan. The mountain was renamed Mountain Huangshan in recognition of Emperor Huang and the reputed ancestor of Chinese who were said to have made magical pills for immortality here. Okay. Oh, and Huangshan has 4 wonders: the fantastic pines, the grotesque rocks, and the sea of clouds, and the hot spring. There are 4 wonders in Huangshan. Okay. And this one is Emei. Okay. This is located in Emeishan City, Sichuan Province, and it's one of 4 Buddhist mountains in China. Okay. And adopt a golden summit, one can enjoy the beauty of sunrise and the sea of clouds and the sun of glow, the Buddha's hollow, okay, etc. So do you guys know what's Buddha's hollow? Do you know that? No? Anyone?
No, maybe it's the spiritual circle.
Very very clear, very close to the answer. Okay. The Buddha's hollow, you can see this picture. In Chinese, we call it 佛光. It means around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the sunlight diffracts through the vapor in the air and forms a beautiful rain of the light. Okay. And this is a wonder of golden summit. Okay. Just like the bright of the Buddha. Okay. And the climate in Mountain Emei is warm and humid with abundant mist and rain. So the mountain is also well-known natural museum with some 5,000 species of plants and 2,300 types of animals. And the Mountain Emei is also famous for its giant Buddha. This picture. Which is said to be the largest Buddha statue in the world. It's carved out of a hillside during the Tang Dynasty in the 8th century, and there are more than 90 stone carving and Buddha's shrine on both sides of the giant Buddha. And the way in which the cultural features have been integrated with the natural scenery is considered to be a precious legacy. Okay. And the last one is Mountain Wuyi. Okay. Located south of Wuyishan City, Fujian Province, Mountain Wuyi has what's probably the largest, most typical, and the best preserved subtropic virgin forest in the world. And of the typical Danxia landform, this scenic area include many attractions of exceptional scenery quality. Okay. And here. Okay, here are more supplemental info. There are the 4 sacred Buddhist mountains in China. Okay. We just learned 5 sacred mountains in different direction, right? And here is the 4 sacred Buddhist mountains. Okay. Mountain Wutai in Shanxi Province, Mountain Putuo in Zhejiang Province, and the Mountain Emei in Sichuan province, and the mountain Jiuhua in Anhui province. They are 4 sacred Buddhist mountains. Okay. And these are the 4 sacred Taoist mountains in China. Okay. They are mountain Longhu in Jiangxi province, mountain Qingchen in Sichuan province, and the mountain Wudang in Hubei province, and the mountain Qiyun in Anhui province. Okay. So from these 2 slides, you know that there are 4 Buddhist mountains and also 4 Taoist mountains. So if someone asks you, what's the 4 Taoist mountains or what's the 4 Buddhist mountains, you need to know the answers. Okay. Okay. This is the last part, the preservation of the World Heritage. Okay. The World Heritage Committee under UNESCO considers each year suggestions for listing as World Heritage sites. All sites on the World Heritage list receive financial and technical aid. In the meantime, they became better known worldwide and are protected by pressure from the international community. And there are 2 major criteria for selecting a World Heritage site: the site's value and the state of its preservation. Nomination and the inclusion of culture and natural heritage on World Heritage list is the final goal of the World Heritage World. World Heritage conservation is a continuous process. Listing a site does little good if it subsequently falls into a state of disrepair, or if any development project causes the destruction of the quality that make the site suitable for World Heritage status in the first place. The Chinese government has always attracted great importance to protecting world heritage, world culture and heritage sites. For example, the Leshan joint Buddha's status, what we have mentioned in the formal slides, was included on the World Heritage in 1996, and it has suffered from the erosion of wind and rain, as well as the human damage over the years. But the government allocated 250 million yuan for restoration work on the status from March 2001 to the end of 2005. Now it's undergoing its second round of facelift since April 2006, and the last renovation was completed in April 2019. This project aims to make the stator weatherproof by installing drainage devices and protecting the stator's feet against the pounding wave. Okay, so here's a discussion. China has successfully got 55 sites put on the World Heritage list by UNESCO, right? It already attracts more and more tourists, but there's still a long way for China to go, increasing people's awareness of protecting the World Heritage sites. For example, the Peking May site is being destroyed because of the pollution and exposing to rain and wind. In the other country in the world, people are facing the same problem in preservation of the World Heritage. So please discuss with your classmates what effective measures should the government do and to take to protect these sites. Can you guys discuss by yourself? Maybe we can take 5 minutes to discuss, okay? No? Do you need to take the group, or you can freely talk in here? Any volunteer?
Oh, Laoshi, we need a tiny time for thinking.
Okay, the time
Just
for
2 or 3 minutes, yeah.
Okay. Okay, then maybe you can think a while, and maybe if you got the answer, you can send me email after class. Okay? Yeah, we will continue. Okay. Okay. So generally, culture and the natural heritage is the identity of a nation and the value of society. Therefore, we must preserve it for future generations. Okay. Okay. That's all for today. But here is a important notice. Okay. Actually, we have 2 classes only. Next week we will have a course as usual, and the week after next we will have the Q&A. If you have a question about the final project, you can come. If you don't have the question, you don't need to come. Okay. So here, December 22 will be the deadline for final project. Okay. And the guideline for your final project will be published within this week. Okay. I want to give you more time to think and to do your final project well. Actually, it's supposed to publish the final project after next week, but I want to give the guideline within this week, so you have more time to prepare. Okay.
Yeah, Laoshi, we'll be really glad if you do that.
And also, I need there are some changes about the personal, because I have asked leave for my wedding for 10 days leave. Maybe next the class of next week, I will invite Professor Wang to deliver the course. But if you have the question, you can send me WeChat or email. I will answer your question as soon as possible. Okay.
Congratulations, Laoshi, on your wedding.
Okay, Laoshi.
Congratulations, Laoshi.
Thank you, thank you, guys. Okay, so that's all for today. You can
Laoshi, what will be our final project? About what?
Final project. It's the same like your midterm project, the same way. But please, don't worry. I will send within this week. Okay. Okay, and there are 2 points I need to address. Now, the first one is you guys must pay attention to the deadline, because after this deadline, I only have 2 to 3 days to record your score into system. If you miss this deadline, I can't get. I can never record your score into system. Okay, the system will be closed. Okay, and will not open again. Okay.
Okay, Laoshi.
Okay. Also, Laoshi will submit it before the deadline. Don't worry.
That's great. That's great. And the second one is try to try your best to do your final project, because I know some of you guys have do a great job in your midterm project, but someone needed to hurry to carry on to catch up with others. Okay, I want to everyone in our class to pass this final project. Okay, but you need to 加油, then I can be generous to give you a high score. Okay?
Okay, Laoshi.
Okay, that's
Okay,
all for
Laoshi.
today. Thank you, guys. Because I will ask leave, so I need to say
Okay, Laoshi.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year first to you. Okay?
Okay, Laoshi. Advance Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Okay. 谢谢。
谢
So
谢，
that's
拜
all for
拜。
today. Bye bye.
谢谢，
再见，
老师。
老师。
再见。
好好照顾自己，老师。